Man, fire away. First question, as always.
I wasn't here very long. What can you tell us about Joey as a guy and kind of what he was like?
Joey was a guy. First of all, we recruited right off from right off the bat. Joey's from Kettering Altar High School, and he was a guy that we fell in love with right at the beginning. Not only his play, but as a person, and felt like we had a good shot at him, and he liked us, we liked him, and he got a. I don't remember exactly the timing of it all, but received an offer from UTEP, a lot bigger school than Eastern Kentucky, and decided to go there, and then we were ecstatic in the I think it was late spring maybe. We got a phone call and saying that wanted to get closer to home, and really felt like he'd like to come to Eastern, and we said heck yeah, come on, and we were ecstatic, and so has only been here since camp in August. Had to finish up some schoolwork and stuff there at UTEP to be eligible, and got here for camp, and our guy's instant connection with Joey, because he's kind of person he is, a hard worker, cares about his teammates, and so our guys instantly accepted him. Like our guys are phenomenal at that, just in general, so came in right away, was exactly what we thought he was as a player, but hurt his shoulder, tried to rehab it for quite a while, and then hurt it again, so just made the decision not too long ago, that we're going to have to do surgery on it to get it right, because he's just a redshirt freshman, so he's going to get that surgery and move on for the future.
What was kind of the reaction from the team?
It's really early. Our guys, we just found out about it. I just found out about it in the afternoon. Was grading the Austin P tape. Coach Revere came in, had spoken with Joey's dad. Coach Revere recruited him, so he had a good relationship with Joey's father. So he called him, and first I heard of it was it was in the early afternoon, and then that kind of snowballed with guys coming in my office and finding out more information about it, and it just came to a point. I talked to Matt. Matt Roan was there, and just talked about, hey, it's something we've got to address. Even though it wasn't in the media, we felt like it was something we had to address with the team immediately. And so our guys aren't on Sundays. It's 3 to 4 is lift for the offense and rehab for the defense. So not all the defensive guys were over there because they don't have to be unless they have rehab and need the training room. So it was wait till we got them all there, because obviously we wanted our whole entire family there. To tell them the news, just because there had been a lot of questions, and I guess there was some stuff out on, I don't know if it was social media or people just texting, wondering what was going on. So felt like we had to address it with the team. We had to handle it the right way, because talking to his father, 2 of his sons were at the Browns game and didn't know. Excuse me. They didn't know the news, so he wanted to, make sure we weren't, putting stuff out there for his boys, so he could tell them.
Coach, I'm Lee Searcy with WLEX. What kind of just on a personal level, tell us a little bit about Joey. You said that you all fell in love with him immediately. What was it about him?
Like a lot of our kids, I mean, we recruit character, academics, and football, and then we try to develop that. Once they get here, try to carry that torch that the parents are carrying, as far as their character. And so that's a thing we go out and recruit, and I think that's why our kids are so easily accepting of guys when they come in our program from other places, because they're a lot like them. They're a lot of different colors and a lot of different nationalities, a lot of different religions, a lot of different likes and dislikes, but they're good kids that, you know, want to get a college education and want to work hard and want to win football games, you know, and Joey was no exception to that. You know, he was everybody you talked to, you know, he was a team above self guy, and he was a tireless worker, and he loved the game of football, you know, and that was, you know, evident as we were recruiting him. And then, you know, once we got him here in camp, that was apparent that we were right. All the things that we had thought about him and all the people we talked to, the things that they told us about him.
What was the reaction from a lot of the players once they found out?
You know, difficult because, you know, even though he's only here from, you know, first part of August, a lot of our guys, you know, very, very close with him. And so a lot of them were visibly, you know, upset right away. You know, I think the kids had an inkling that, you know, something had happened and something was going on, obviously, you know, waiting for about 20, 30 minutes before we got them all there to meet. And, you know, we don't meet in that fashion on Sundays at that time. But it was a shock because I think the majority of them had no idea, you know, that it was fatal.
And Coach, what is your reaction? Coach Stoops said earlier that they're going to honor Joey Kramer at halftime during my old Kentucky home at Commonwealth Stadium.
Yeah, just great. I mean, you know, Coach Stoops called. I tried to call him earlier and didn't get him, but he had called me early in the day, and I'm sure that's what it was about, and that's first class, you know, and really appreciate that. I know his family well.
How hard is it for you and the players with a tragedy like this that, you know, you have to prepare for a ball game? You know, it's never a good time, but it certainly would have been easier if it's a week ago when you had an off week and kids could process things.
Yeah, no idea. I'll tell you more, you know, today after practice. You know, we couldn't go on business as usual yesterday. You know, I first thought, you know, it's going to be the best thing for our guys just to, you know, go business as usual and keep them busy. And then once we know for sure, as far as it's out in the media and that everybody's been notified in the family and all that, then we can have a team meeting. But kind of as the day escalated there, you know, realized that wasn't going to be the best thing for our guys to do. And so we, after that meeting, was purely a voluntary day as far as, you know, lifting and that stuff. And then rather than all the team, and, you know, usually we have a team meeting, we have a segmented leadership training that's by class, and then we have a special teams meeting. We just said the best thing for our guys is to have a voluntary position meeting to watch Austin Peay, just because that's their comfort level. You know, that's our home away from home, is that position meeting with their position coach and the guys in their segment. And so it just felt like, you know, if guys were, you know, really bothered, needed somebody to talk to, they'd hang back, you know, after that film session and talk to their position coach, because that's the group and that's the coach that they're closest with, you know. And then Matt made all the guys aware of all the things we have here on campus that are open to them. We opened up the meditation chapel and, you know, talked to them about counseling and, you know, some of those type of things. So, you know, but we are back to a regular schedule today, but how that's going to go, you know, I don't know. I know it's you know, we got a game to play, and so we've got responsibilities, and so we're going to, you know, continue on with that, you know, mindset, and I do think it'll be, you know, helpful to get going, you know, rather than sitting around thinking.
There'll obviously be a lot of noise and chatter about the bad blood and all this, but does this kind of put all that in perspective about how silly all that stuff is, and, you know, obviously on much bigger things than, you know.
Yeah, that wasn't going to be to me, that wasn't going to be an issue anyhow. I mean, it's about the game, and, you know, our guys need to be focused on the game, and I'm sure Kentucky's focused on the game. They're not focused on something that happened, you know, back in the spring and shouldn't be. You know, that's something that's, you know, shouldn't have happened, and, you know, there's been discipline in place because it happened, and, you know, we're all sorry for it. I'm sure they're sorry for it, and, you know, it's about playing a college football game. It's not about that nonsense, you know.
Things especially petty after what happened. change, right?
Yeah, no question.
But chances of seeing Deshaun on Saturday, or just don't know until kind of the week goes on, or
Yeah, we'll see how he looks, out there. I thought, he early in the, the Valpo, game, he missed all camp, and just felt like the Valpo game wasn't himself, not only hamstring, but just conditioning, because he missed, all of camp, and then tweaked a little bit. NC State, although I thought that week he looked a lot better than he did the Valpo week. And then open date, we were just trying to be, more cautious, with him, I guess, rather than more full steam ahead like we were trying to get him ready for, Valpo and NC State. So we were a lot less aggressive, with getting him out there. And Deshaun's a kid that you gotta basically take him out, because he just knows one gear. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. You got to take him out to get him healthy, but then he's not in shape. And then when you're not in shape, you have the possibility of re-injuring something. So right now it's just trying to get over that hump, because we're it's a tough situation to be in. But imagine he's going to be a lot closer to game time here for Kentucky than he was for Austin Peay with an extra week of Tim working on him.
I'm sure he'll want to be out there. So you guys will still have to be, I guess, cautious with him, because you got 8 more games down the line after that, I guess.
Yeah.
Have Adam Lane come through and have his best game since he's been here. That's got to help with the running game that Deshaun is questionable.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about a comforting feeling to be on the sideline and you see a conference player of the year in sweats, and then you see the guy that has been our best running back through all of camp in the first 2 games, Contavious Hopkins, got an ice bag on his knee, and you still feel good about you can run the ball. That's comforting feeling. I think Adam had a much better game than he's had since he's been here, and he's been a little bit like Deshaun. He's always been a tad bit ahead, but he's struggled with the injury bug, as well. And then Ethan Thomas, our freshman, we felt like physically he was ready to play a college football game when we got him on his visit. He didn't look like most high school kids, but thought for sure he'd be a guy we'd bring in redshirt. Especially after we got Adam, and Contavious being healthy, but with the injuries we've had to push him to play, and he's been, everything that, we thought he was and more.
You've always been big on the rivalry games. Western hasn't been on the schedule in a while, and you love that Moorhead game being on there. It's big for the community.
Yep.
This one, kind of the same type of feel,
Yep.
But it's the new normal, like you said too. It's back out of conference play after you get one under your belt, and you're back to a non-conference rivalry game. Just, what does it mean to have them back on the schedule, though, for the first time in a couple of years?
Well, that's why I appreciate Coach Stoops and University of Kentucky so much, because I just think it's great for the state, to be able to play those games. I love those rivalry games. I loved going to Moorhead and playing Moorhead. Love them coming here. Western Kentucky and us get that rivalry, back going again. So really, really appreciate, Coach Stoops, University of Kentucky, understanding how important it is for the state, and that it's good to have those games, and we really, really appreciate it.
What have you thought about Noah Spence's play for the first 3 games?
Thought he played great on Saturday. Was really, really pleased with him. Phenomenal pass rusher, no question. But first 2 games hasn't been as good as he could be in the run game. And so we emphasized it with him, and he worked hard at it. Really responded in the right way. With our challenge to him to be a great player, you got to be an every down player, and challenged him with that. He worked hard in the open date, and then had his best football game of being disciplined and physical in the run game, and still being an aggressive, explosive pass rusher. So I was really pleased with how much he improved in the Austin Peay game.
And did that with a broken hand, right? He broke his hand.
And did it with a broken hand. Yeah.
When you look at UK stopping them, what do you see out of their play? Because it's been up and down, and last week they were on the upswing again.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're playing great. I mean, you look at the competition, the teams that they're playing is, incredible. And I just think that, they're an SEC team, no question. They're a legit SEC team. They proved that last week. The talent level is, great. The quarterback's playing really good, had a heck of a game, against Missouri. Skilled wideouts, all over the place. Line is big and physical, And then defensive side of the ball, that's always the tough thing to handle, as an FCS school is the defensive front, and they're everything, that you would imagine them to be, as being an SEC team. So I just think Coach Stoops really got those guys going. I mean, I think they got a lot to be proud of at University of Kentucky with the direction that their program's headed. And, it's not just talk, it's on paper now with, how they've been playing. You look at the play a ranked opponent and, get them beat in the SEC, you've turned the corner.
In fact, even the media day, the guy said, we're going to, yeah, sure, it's one game at a time, but we're going to go up there, planning on winning. And after the NC State game, you said there aren't any silver linings of going up, to an FBS program and playing well. We're to the point where we want to win games. That's what our program is. We're not just content. I know it's the same type of feel for this Saturday. You don't want to go up there and just have a good showing. You're going up there to win a football game.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a team on your schedule you can't beat, and there's not a team on your schedule that can't beat you. And if you don't prepare, that way, you're going to be very disappointed at the end of the year. And that's the way we prepare for every game. We prepare to win every ball game, as everybody else does. And like you said, NC State, I just think you have no opportunity to do something truly great if in a great endeavor you fail. Everybody says it's okay and you believe them. If everybody pats you on the back and it's okay to come close, I don't think you'll ever learn to do something great. I think we, as a culture, we've lost sight of persist without exception. We've settled into mediocrity, that if you try really hard and you don't make it, well, that's okay. I'm not saying that to demean our efforts or to crush our coaches or our kids or anybody when you're playing somebody that's really, really good. But at the same time, I don't want to, have our kids have a, negate their chance at greatness by thinking it's okay to be mediocre. And so we're preparing to win. It would be a, unbelievable feat, but we're going to prepare to win the football game.
Anything else for Coach Ruth?
Okay.
Thank you.
Good. What's the last 24 hours or so been like for the team?
A lot of people been down. It's a tragic accident. It just happened over yesterday. It's hard, man. It's hard to soak in. I've been through it before, so I kind of know how to handle it, but it's just, I really don't know what to tell you, man. It's kind of hard. Guys are down. We just lost a brother. It hurts.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of think about trying to get back out there today and regroup and trying to be ready for a game.
Yeah, man, it's kind of hard to focus on a game when you just lost a life. Like, football is important, but it's not important when it comes to somebody's life. Yeah. We're going to try to come to work just like every day, but still going to have that on the back of your mind, like, we just lost a brother, man. So.
What would he want?
He want us to keep going, keep pushing. He was a good dude, very quiet. Didn't get a chance to play as much because he was always hurt, but he's one of those guys that came, positive mindset every day. So I think he'll want us to just keep working hard and play through him.
You mentioned you've gone through this before. When And you said, so you know how to handle it, but it's still, every situation is different. So I assume every time that you see something like this, it kind of maybe brings back past emotions also.
Yeah, it definitely brought back past memories. I've lost a teammate twice playing on a football team, and it just makes you think, man, like, life is short. You got to cherish the moments. You never know what could happen. That could have been me. That could have been one of my teammates. You just never know, man. It hurts.
It's obviously a big challenge. And how do you guys approach this week going against the Kentucky team that's playing pretty good right now?
I'm just gonna take it. Just another team on the schedule. Put our heads down and go. I'm not gonna say we're gonna try to forget about what happened, but we're gonna try to put it aside so we can focus on business. And like I said before, we're just gonna play through our brother that we just lost. It's not about us. It's gonna be about him this week.
When you see a game like this, that's now even more emotional. You had the problems last summer, and now you have this. And Deshaun wants to go back, and obviously he wants to play. There's a lot more for him. Can you speak for him a little bit as he addressed what this UK game means to him?
I know it means a lot to him. Speaking that it's the school he transferred from, so I know he wants to play a lot. I don't know if he's physical available to play this week. I don't know for sure yet, but I know he's ready to get back out there. He has a little fire in this, but I talked to him yesterday. He was a little down about the situation too, so I don't know how it's affecting him. Like I said, I'm not him, so I just know he's ready to go. And hopefully my team is ready to go, because this is tragic, man. Like, this just doesn't happen often, so we gotta face adversity. We gotta put the gear on. We still gotta put our head down and go. It's just hard, man. I really don't know what to tell you.
Anything else for Bennie? Thank you.